Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. In this video we are going to take a look at the LR INT Goku, who is a reward from the ESBR stages and also receives his LRZA from the ESBR stages. So just to take a look at Goku, who's improved quite a bit. He is a all types 120% lead with 3 ki. Then his super attack effects are that he has a medium chance to stun on his 12 ki, and he also raises allies attack and defense by 30% for 1 turn with his 18 ki, which makes him pretty solid. Nice variety in terms of his super attack skills. Then in terms of passive, it's attack and defense of 59%. He then gives superclass allies 2 ki and attack and defense of 30%, a medium chance of evading enemies' attacks, plus he has an additional attack and defense of 20% for superclass allies when HP is below 59%. He gains ki plus 3 and has a chance of performing critical hit plus 59% when there's an ally whose name includes Gohan Kid attacking in the same turn. So he's a little bit different to the Gohan. Gohan gained his damage reduction with Goku being in the same team, but this Goku needs Gohan or a Kid Gohan to be in the same turn as him for him to have the critical hit chance. Because you are going to be running him mainly on Goku's family, I do suggest that you mainly go for additionals. The fact that he's got 60% chance to crit being next to a Kid Gohan essentially means that you realistically, if you're going to run him, you probably will have a Kid Gohan somewhere, especially if you're going to pair him up with the SBR version, who's going to be a super tank with him in the same team. So definitely suggest giving him additionals to proc more of those crits and get some stuns. In terms of links, very similar to Gohan, Saiyan lineage, Saiyan warrior race. Then he also has legendary power, Z fighters, all in the family, but then he has experienced fighters as well as courage, which is a bit of a weird link, and experienced fighters is a little bit of a weird link, but it's not too bad. Then his biggest downfall as a card and his only real problem that he has is the fact that he is only on 2 categories, 2 entire categories in the entire game. So that is Goku's family and Pure Saiyans. Now he's a solid floating support for Pure Saiyans. We'll try him on that team, and he's a very good support and a very good card for a Goku's family team, so we'll go with both of those and just see how he does. So we're switching over, showing the Goku's family team right now. Obviously we're going to pair him up with the Gohan, just so we can show kind of how he performs, and then we'll also have the support sitting there. We'll have B-Pan's active skill. We'll have a very good Goku's family team. You could also arguably run Bardock and Gine or Gain, whatever you want to call her, and they can also give their active skill buff, but I feel like that's a very weird lineup, like doubling up on active skills rather than just going for constant support, but whatever floats your boat. So we have Gohan here, who we're just going to leave on rotation because Goku's swinging back next turn, and we'll just kind of wait it out for Goku to get back. Because Goku and Gohan share so many links, I really feel like you should just run both of them on a Goku's family team. Very similar to Gohan, who we saw yesterday, Goku is going to fall off on a Pure Saiyans team. Unfortunately, there's no way to activate his buff on a Pure Saiyans team. There is a Gohan on Pure Saiyans technically with the Goku and Gohan support card, but that is a Gohan youth unit, not a Gohan kid unit. So it's a little bit disappointing, but I'm sure at some point maybe they'll make a Saiyan Saga exchange unit or something that's like a Gohan kid into a Goku when they fight Raditz or something. Hopefully at some point they create a way for that to activate, because it would just give Goku much more in terms of his categories. But overall, Goku is still a fantastic unit, an excellent support for Superclass, Pure Saiyans and Goku family teams. He provides a lot of ki, he gives a lot of utility at his 12 ki, he has decent defense with his evasion and his LR stats, and yeah, I mean that extra 50% buff really does help a lot of units. It's not anything to laugh at, especially when you get low. So definitely a solid support unit. But we've got them linked up, we've got some support on rotation, so we'll see some really good attack stats from them both. 98k, so really impressive. A decent defensive stat there. Remember, if he gets his 18 key, he will also raise his defense by 30%. So we're looking at over 120k. Plus he will also boost Gohan's defense and attack, which will make Gohan hit pretty hard. And overall, just a really solid pairing. Obviously they share 5 links, so we're going to see a pretty good attack stat from Goku. Remember, 60% chance to crit as well on all of these attacks. So yeah, really good damage. Didn't crit somehow, but still a great chance to crit. And 3 million is a good attack stat for what is essentially a support based card. 3 mil is very good. He's beefing up Gohan, he's beefing up the other units on the rotation. Very impressive. And Gohan's such a tank that you can, as long as Gohan's taking the majority of the attacks, Goku can always take 1 or 2 attacks and he'll be fine. He will perform very well in a lot of content. So they're a very powerful pairing. I'm going to use them in some ESBR later on this week for the build of the week. So yeah, definitely check those out if you want to see how they perform in some different content. But I think based off the stats alone, I mean 100k defense, 3 million attack stats, 60% chance to crit, good chance at additionals, 30% chance to evade. I mean, it just sounds good on paper. Plus the 30% buff to the rest of the lineup, or the medium chance to stun. Just very powerful. Plus also we took some damage here, so we're gonna be able to activate the additional buff next turn, which is really good. So we can hopefully see a better attack stat, really nice attack stat from Goku. We'll be able to see him crit, as long as this support unit doesn't kill the Android 13, which they won't. So we do get lucky, very lucky. And we'll see how high we can get Goku to hit. We've got B-Pan's active skill as well. So yeah, looking very good. 110,000. So remember, that's because we've now activated the additional support buff. Goku's got plenty of ki going on. He's going to get the B-Pan active skill. One thing I'd like to point out is that Saiyan lineage becomes a 2 ki link at max level. So these units are missing 1 ki. I know people say, oh, it's just 1 ki. Look, 1 ki matters, especially with units that are low on ki. So for Goku and for Gohan, you can improve their ki slightly. 3.8 million, by the way. Very solid. And we're going to get the crit. Very impressive. So that's a 3 mil. That's a 3.8 mil. Average of 110 odd thousand defense. Boosting his allies. Evasion, stunning, critting. Very nice package. I know some people are disappointed in Goku's, LRZA or whatever, but I think you got to understand his kit. His kit is designed to be a support, and I think if you overdo supports, that can become very overpowering for a team, and it can kind of ruin the synergy of a lot of teams. But I think this Goku floats really nicely. We'll test him out on the Pure Saiyans team. This is the Goku and Gohan I was talking about. You can see there that there's a Gohan youth. Now, it needs a Gohan kid, but if they can make a Goku Gohan Super Saiyan card, hopefully along the way they can eventually make like a Goku Gohan Saiyan Saga card, where the Gohan is a kid Gohan. That will activate his full passive and make him pretty good. So I'm hoping they copy something like that, and then we can obviously take a look and you'll see him perform a lot better on a Pure Saiyans team because of that. So it's definitely something that they could bring out that could improve his performance here for sure. But at the same time, I think because he's on so many limited categories, I don't know if we need to cater to him as an LR. I think his LRZA makes him useful. It makes him able to do certain content. It makes him reliable. And I think that's really all you need. If you link level him as well, you gain an extra little bit of ki. So I think overall, he's in the right spot for where you want him. He's definitely a worthwhile reward from SBR and from ESBR. And for those of you who like Goku family teams or superclass teams or Pure Saiyan teams, he's really going to help out, especially on a super based Pure Saiyans team. He's just going to be a very solid source of support and just all-round performance, and that's difficult because your supports on the Pure Saiyans team right now are not, you've got Turles, who's just a 40% attack, and he's not great as an AGL unit. Yes, he can link up very well with the Turles LR, but that's on Terrifying Conquerors. Then we have Broly and Paragus, who, again, not really the most, like, impenetrable, interesting, like, dominant, effective support. They're a good support, they're really nice support. 40% attack and defense is nothing to be afraid of, but their link set leaves a lot to be desired. The rest of their passive is very weird. You have to face Pure Saiyans, but they buff Pure Saiyans. It's very strange. And yeah, they're just a very strange unit. They're okay, they're good support, but yeah, Goku probably is the best Pure Saiyan support at this current point in time. So definitely something, you probably keep in mind. And yeah, I think that you should just be aware of when you're running that team, that he's a very viable support and he can really help you out. So try to keep your eyes on him. And if you do get him, feel free to use him. I think he's very solid. I think he's well worth the hassle. I personally think he's a great card. I've used him in a lot of content over the last week or so, filming content, trialing him out for this review, getting him and just testing him out, putting him on different builds of Goku family, of Pure Saiyans, and yeah, I think he's well worth it. I've definitely can see him helping out in a couple stages, couple ESBR, couple SBR, so yeah, especially when he's linked with Gohan. Like any team where he can be rolling up with that kid Gohan, any stage really, they're just a very, very effective pair. They can both stun, they both do really good damage. Gohan's an absolute beast of a tank. Goku's a good support and he's got evasion, so it's just really, really, really solid free-to-play pairing, a very good free-to-play pairing that you can run. So I definitely suggest getting him, using him, trying him out, and just, yeah, seeing how he goes. You're not going to be disappointed. I certainly am not disappointed, and yeah, very happy. But yeah, we've not seen much of him on this Pure Saiyans team. Obviously, he is just going to float here. We're going to trial him mainly as a support, just to see how things roll, just to test how everything is. We are going to get the setup here. We're going to get the active skill, so we get the 2-turn attack buff, which is going to be really nice, just to set him up for a decent turn next turn. And then we can take a look, obviously, at how he does on that rotation, what his keys like, what his problems are. And yeah, we're just getting a good idea of where Goku lies on the spectrum, and where he lies just in terms of effectiveness as a support. So definitely something that we're going to keep an eye on. And yeah, overall, I definitely think maybe the one thing they could do to improve him would be either to give him a high chance to stun or high evasion. One of the two. I don't think you need both. I think if you give him high evasion, it makes him way more viable. And I think if you give him high chance to stun, it makes him way more viable for like just everything. So I think that's the only real difference I would make to him. But similarly with Gohan, I think you could still improve Gohan. I think he could do with an extra key. I know it sounds weird, but a single extra key would be good. So there's Goku. He is really solid. He's missing a couple key, obviously, in that slot there. So, we do just want to be aware of that. We are going to miss the super attack here on purpose, just in case. We don't want to accidentally crit or something and kill this Goku. And yeah, you can see the key is being an issue. He's got 114k defense, which is good. He's got the 2-turn attack buff. And he's not going to get an 18 key, but yeah, he's looking really solid. So overall, I think he's a solid support option. Definitely wouldn't place him in like the main slot for this team, mainly because he's not going to have that kind of linkage. He's not going to have the critting, so he loses a little bit of that utility. But with the floating stun and the solid, support, I mean, 2.3 million is not bad. If you had to go and say, okay, which supports that provide 30% attack and defense and 2 key to a rotation can hit me 2.3 million, you're looking at units like Cooler, yeah, Cooler, Bojack, you know, Turles, the LR. You're looking at units that are really, really good, that are top tier units. So it's not like he's bad in any way, shape, or form. I don't know any support units, well, I just named them, but you know, especially for pure Saiyans, there's very few supports that are going to provide you with that kind of output, that level of solid defense, that level of utility. It's just not going to happen. So yeah, I think he's a great floating option. I'll definitely be using him on super base pure Saiyan teams. I think he's the way to go. I think he's really going to beef up the team, and I think, yeah, it'll be interesting to use him. It'll be a really solid option. So yeah, we'll get another turn with him, which is really good. We'll be able to take a look here. We'll transform the Vegeta, just so we can, you know, see the active skill. Always like seeing this active skill, and we'll see how he links as well, if they have any links, or what the issues are and how they go. You gotta love that active skill. I mean, it's really cool. It's very similar to the physical Vegeta. Obviously, I always love to listen to that active skill and the music change afterwards. So yeah, I'll always listen to it. So we have Goku floating here in kind of his desired position. You can see there that he's lacking a key. Obviously, I don't think that the Super Vegeta has Saiyan lineage, which is why he's lacking that key. So if we had put Vegeta there, he would have had a little bit of a better link set, and he would have had less key to get. But yeah, you can see there that he does have a slight key problem. Needs about 4 orbs at max to get his super attack, but that's okay. You know, it's not too bad, it's not that difficult. You can get 2 INT orbs, or like I say, you just make sure he's linked up with someone with Saiyan lineage and he'll be fine. And it's not uncommon link amongst hybrid and pure Saiyans, so yeah, really shouldn't be too hard. And again, really decent damage there for a support, buffering the whole rotation. Just, yeah, nothing wrong here. Very solid card, very good performance, and very happy with this LRZA. So yeah, I think what we'll do now is we'll go through Goku's link set. We'll see what kind of units link with him, and we'll see how well they link with him and what kind of options he has. Surprise, it's very similar to Gohan's. So yeah, the only difference is he's not going to have Berserker, so no surprise linking with any Broly's. But yeah, overall, I'm going to give him a B+, A-. I think he's good. I think he's got a niche. I think his real problem, barring, you know, maybe giving him a high stun or chance or a high evasion, is actually categories. He really needs more categories, just more teams to be run on. Right now you could run him on a super class of Goku's family and a pure Saiyans, and that's it. And only a super base pure Saiyans as well. So he really needs some other categories. I don't know if they can eventually stick these guys on maybe like how they have the crossover category or something. They can like an alternate, like an AU category or something. I don't know if he gets Turtle School eventually as well. But just, yeah, he definitely needs... I do find it weird. I think Bond of Master and Disciple would have been a good category for Goku. I know he's not necessarily Gohan's master, but, you know, I would have swung it. I think that would have really helped. Sure, looking at links, obviously we're taking a look at Saiyan Lineage and Saiyan Warrior Race. Those are kind of the #1 links there, so you can see plenty of options for Goku right off the bat. Very similar to Gohan, that's going to be like the #1 link pairing. Then if we kick in Z Fighters, it's going to drop down quite dramatically. Not a lot of units have Z Fighters. Obviously Gohan being a good pairing unit, the Goku and Gohan unit there, both from ESBR, so you should have them, which means at least he's got some solid free-to-play options, which obviously helps you out. It really prevents you from like running dry. Then Experienced Fighters is quite a common link. He links pretty well with that Bardock. It's nice for him to float around with SS4 Gohan. We saw him link up with the Strength Vegeta, And actually, interesting one is obviously that Angel Goku. As a free-to-play card, he's actually pretty solid. He has all in the family, Z fighters and experienced fighters. So he's actually a really solid option in terms of linking with both the Gohan and the Goku. But I would definitely obviously run him with, like, if you don't have the LRZA for Goku and you're not really keen on running it, you could always run him with Gohan. He's really solid. He's actually pretty impressive, and he links really well with them. For a physical team, you could definitely run Goku, with that Gohan, and see how he does in the physical ESBR. I think that's actually not a bad pairing at all. But yeah, overall, Goku's family team is going to be this guy's home. All in the family suits him really well, helps out his defense a lot. Z Fighters is amongst a couple Goku's family units, but mainly there's a lot of units with Saiyan lineage, Saiyan warrior race, but all in the family. That link only exists in Goku's side, so that's going to be his home. The only problem with the strength Goku, similarly to Gohan, he transforms. So when he transforms, he drops those links, and that just obviously doesn't help out that much. But yeah, you know what? Very similar to Gohan in terms of linking, and decent links, but very niche, very Goku's family orientated, and I don't think that's a problem. It's just how it is. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be it from me. I don't know what you guys think about the LR INT Goku. Let me know down in the comments. Let me know if you've managed to LRZA him, if you managed to finish the ESBR, but if you haven't, good luck. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. But until then, stay safe, cheers, and bye.